Good morning, everybody. How are we today? It is Saturday morning, 9:03. I'm a little bit late. We've been for a walk this morning, so I've got indents on my forehead from my hat. I didn't realise I had it that tight, but anyway, let's look like dills together, shall we? All right. If you're joining me live, let me know that you're here so I know that I'm in the right spot and everything's all hunky-dory. As I said, it is Saturday morning breakfast with Beck time. It is the 21st of February today. That means it's getting close to my birthday. I'm so excited. On Wednesday, I will have a special announcement to announce. So make sure you'll stay tuned for Wing It Wednesday for an announcement that I'm going to be doing. So I'm super excited about my birthday and everything that's coming up of late. So can't wait. It means it's getting closer now. It's only 7 days. 7 days until I get to see my friend Fiona from New Zealand. So she'll be flying in on next Sunday. So cannot wait. Good morning, Linda. Hey, Leonie, how are you? Thanks for joining me this morning. So if you're live and you see a little live button up here, let me know that you're watching. If you're watching on the replay, say g'day anyway. We always like to have new viewers to the channel. So this morning I want to give you a sneak peek of something new that's coming out in March. I've got to admit, this stamp set totally wasn't even on my radar, or the dies, matching dies, until I saw my friend Fiona use it in one of her stamp sets, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to have that. And I will show you, I had to have it because of one stamp in the die. Like, I don't know, do you get like that? Do you get that I've got to have that stamp? That there's one stamp in the whole set and you've got to have it because of that one stamp. Well, that was me for this stamp set. So, and I'm super excited that I got it now because it is quite lovely. So cannot wait. Oh, I'm looking forward to meeting you too, Evelyn. I cannot wait to meet all of Fiona's team. It's going to be amazing. Good morning, Joe. How are you? Hey, Glenda. Good morning, Judy. Hey, Lynette. Thanks for joining me. Hey, Marianne. Hey, Jan. I hope you're feeling better, Jan. All right, so I'm going to flip you down and we're going to get started and you'll see what it is. So it is the new upcoming March online exclusive. So it is available 3rd of March. I think it's the 3rd. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's March. This is the start of March. So, but yeah, it is super, super cute. All right, let me flip you down and show you what I'm going to work with today. I haven't got much on my desk today to work with, have I? So this is what we're going to be working with. It is the Springtime Scenes stamp set. I don't know why I have a shadow here all of a sudden. I don't know why, but anyway. And I bought it basically for this little guy here, for the ladybug. I didn't care about anything else. I just bought it for this. But I'm super excited that I did buy it, and I want to show you a really nice card that I created from it. So we'll create that together today. So let's get started, shall we? So let's just see what's in it. So the stamp is $35 and the dies that come with it are $68. The bundle will be $92.50 altogether. But you get quite a few stamps and whatnot in it. So you get your ladybug, a big leaf, some grass, a couple of little flowers and things like that. But the dies, let me flip the dies around. I haven't even put them onto a magnetic sheet yet. Have a look at these dies. So all of these dies coordinate and lay into each other. And then this die here lays into that one there. And then this die lays into that one there. So you can have like a two-tone effect on your dies. So it's a really good stamp set and die set to have. I mean, this die set here, technically you could use it as a standalone die set if you didn't want to buy the matching stamp set. But, you know, I'm learning from that you really need to buy both. I bought a set of dies and I'm like, oh, I don't need the stamp set. Now I kind of do. So it happens to me all the time. All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to use the dies, and I'm going to use a white card base, or card front, should I say. So I always check my stash here before I go, oh, and I drop it all over the ground. always check my stash before I go into cutting a new piece, just to make sure that I don't have one here ready to go. See, that could be a card front. All right, so we'll use that one there for the card front. Now I need a green, so I need you guys to shout out a green for me while I cut this. So just let me know of a green. I mean, I have a color green in my head, but I'm not going to announce it because I don't want to sway you at all. So this is just a normal card front, 10 centimeters by 14.4, which if you're in America and you do your normal card fronts, that'll be fine too. So let me know of a color that you guys, green, that you guys are after. So morning, Maura, how are you? Hey, Leanne. Granny apple green. All right, granny apple green. Let's give granny apple green a go. Let's see what this is. All right, so we're going to use granny apple green because that was the first one that we, oh no, garden green was the first one. All right, garden green it is. All right, I'm just using the first colors that come out today because, so I'm going to, whoever's first in is what we're going to do. So Jan's comment came just before Leonie's, I think. So we'll use garden green. And once again, I always go to my scrap bag before I go to a full sheet because, you know, we don't need to use. See, look at all of these bits. These are good bits to use. So let's use that. Like so. Alright. So we'll put that over there. And then from the granny apple green, I am going to die cut this one here. So this is a whole heap of leaf. Alright, so let's die cut that one out. And then, I don't know about you guys, but when you see different or random pieces of paper, because, you know, as my t-shirt says, I rescue craft supplies. So let me just flick you back and show you my t-shirt. So my t-shirt says, I rescue craft supplies. I'm not a hoarder, I'm a hero, right? So bear that in mind when I show you this next thing, right? Because you're going to go, oh my God, Beck. All right, so I rescue them. I can't handle throwing anything. So these, this was wrapping paper from some flowers that I saved. And like, how cool is it? So I'm not going to throw it out, right? Because I rescue craft supplies. I don't hoard them, I rescue them. So I've just cut it up into like smaller bits so I can fit it through my die cutting machine, right? So it's got all of these beaut words on it, and I'm just going to even tear that through there because I don't need a big bit like that. So I just, yeah, anyway, if you know, you know, right? So, and I'm just going to cut this one down from the circle here, just so that it's got words behind it. And does anybody else do that? Please tell me that you do, and it's not just me that I'm a hoarder. So, collector, not hoarder, collector. Let's use our words correctly, hey? Good morning, Bev. How are you? All right, so we've got garden green. We've got our wrapping paper as such, because, you know, use what we've got, hey? So I'm going to die cut those out. I'm going to actually bring my die cutting machine in, and I'll show you what this one looks like when it's die cut, because it is super cool. Actually, I might just do it smack in the middle there, although that sort of gives me heebie-jeebies in itself. All right, so I'm going to go up there. Can't waste it. All right, so let's just die cut this one out, like so. Run it through a few times. About to go to our first craft day at the church. We have, oh, that sounds like fun, Josie. Anytime you get to craft together with people, I just love it. I am super excited. Now, I know you're going to go, oh my God, Beck, look at that. But see all of this blanky stuff? I don't want that blanky stuff. I want like words on here. What's on the other side? Is that going to give me better words? No, I'm going to go here. I want words out of it. I want all words, like so. That sounds like fun. You're a collector of crafts too, Leonie? Yeah, collector of crafty stuff, hey. So this is just my wrapping paper that came on my flowers. a long time ago. I haven't had flowers for a very long time, so that's probably not a good thing to admit that you've saved it for all of this time, Beck. Anyhow. All right, so the beauty about this die is it gives you not only the circle, but it gives you the outside ring as well. So see that? How cool is that? So we get the outside ring and the die. So it's a 2 for that one. 2 for 1. All right, I'm going to just put this aside for the minute. And then I'm going to pop this little guy out here. Now, if you have a die that's got intricate pieces, if you drop it onto a hard surface, see how all of those bits just fall out? And then all of the other bits just fall out too. So if you can, sometimes you're lucky enough and they all just fall out. Sometimes not so much. But how cool is that? Look at that. Super. Oh, just love it. Anyway. All right. So we've got that. We've got that. Now we're going to do some stamping. And I'm going to use this little leaf here. And I'm going to use my... So this is from the stamping platform. Now, you guys, if you've got blocks, you'll be able to do this with blocks, but I am obsessed with using this as a stamping block. I just love it. I think it's awesome. It's easier on my hands. Not that I have a great or huge problem with my hands, but I just think it's the bee's knees, and I think we should invent this to have more and a wider one, essentially, so that we can put wider stamps on it. So I'm going to grab some early espresso ink. I'm going to ink up my stamp set here. And then I'm going to stamp down onto my white card front. Actually, you know what? Hold the phone. I need a circle first. We need to die cut this circle here just from some scrappy paper. Let me grab a scrappy bit of paper here. So I'm just going to die cut that out of that. Won't be a moment. That's just going to give me a circle, right? Thinking, something's missing here. All right. So I've die cut my circle. So the same circle that I used for this bit here, I've die cut that from the back, but I'm not going to use the ring, this part here. I'm just going to use this bit here. I'm going to grab a little bit of just stamping seal on the back of that, and then I'm going to de-tack it. So de-tacking it then kind of makes it like washi tape, so I can put it on my pants, put it on my shirt. Just don't want it as tacky as what it would be if it was, because I want to be able to peel it off, right? All right, so then I'm going to lay that down here like so. Then I get my ink and my stamp, and then I'm going to start at the top of my circle here and just push down. Then I'm going to go down to the bottom of my circle here, making sure my stamp's inked up would be correct. And then we're just going to push it down like so. Then I'm going to come around and I'm going to work like, you know, 12, 3, 6 and 9 first. So I'm going to do it in the quarter section here, and you'll see here that I can put it over the top, I can let it go, I can then just, you know, get it where I want it to be and then just push down, and it gives me that beautiful stamped image. Okay, now I'm going to work around the circle. So we're just going to create like a little wreath using this stamping tool. How cool is this stamping tool? Now you can't buy this at the moment. The only way you can get this little stamping tool is if you become a demonstrator right now. We did have it on pre-order for demonstrators before, but it was a very, very small window. So it's just the best tool. So if you're not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you want something that's easy to use to stamp your stamps, come and join my team, because look at that. How cool is that? Like, super easy to create beautiful wreaths to create beautiful wreaths with. And you could do this with any stamp. I mean, I've just chosen the leaf stamp, but you could do the butterfly, the ladybug, you could do any stamp. All right, so then what we're going to do is I'm going to peel this off. Now I know that this circle here is going to cut off those leaves. That's okay. I don't mind that it does that, right? So then I'm going to grab some garden green. Oh, we don't do garden green on leaf. I'm going to use granny apple green. So we do the best of both worlds here. We'll use some granny apple green. And I'm just going to use the big brush here and go down like so. And it doesn't matter if I sort of go inside it a little bit there, but I don't want to go too much inside it. So we're just going to go like so. And just roughly colour in all of those leaves, right? It's going to look pretty cool when it's done. All right. So what's everybody's plan for today? My plan for today is to finish off the kits for our retreat that's coming up. So that's what I'm doing today. I had some new lights installed in the studio yesterday, so oh my goodness, it is so nice and bright in there now. Some beautiful LED lights installed in there, so no more of my, as Brett calls it, my Mumbai electrical wiring, to be able to see what you know, see, so everybody can see what they're doing. I'm just using the dark here and just going over those center lines just to give it a bit of you know, contrast and something in there. Love this stamp set. Oh my, yeah, Josie, isn't it so good? It's Fiona's fault. She enabled me to get this. She's a little bit of an enabler. All right, so there's our wreath that we've made. And like, how simple was that? You just die cut the circle and then, you know, do your little bits around it. So now we're going to pull in our little, I don't know, flower wrapping here. And I want to make it a little bit more grungy than it actually is. So let's grab some pecan pie. And we're just going to go over the edges of it here with some pecan pie ink. So yes, I'll be in the studio most of the day. And then I'm getting my eyes checked this afternoon. I think I need new glasses. So I'm going to go in and get my eyes checked. And we'll see what that... because I'm getting older, so finding it hard to see a few things. All right, so we're going to just clean that up, and I'm not going to ink out the edge one. I want the edge ones to be a little bit less brighter. Have coffee and cards today. Oh, that sounds good too, Glenda. Like I said, anytime you get together and craft together is just a good day, I think. You know, the laughter, the ideas that ensue out of it. It's just any time you can get together with somebody. All right, so then I'm just going to put some glue randomly on these leaves here, like so. I really do like this stamp set. I can't wait to start using it a little bit more. I've got so many ideas running around in my head. And then we're just going to line up that circle with that. How good does that look? Super cool. All right, and then I'm going to just run a bead of glue around the edge here, and we're going to stick that rim back over the top here, like so. And then that is going to go, we've got to make sure our writing goes the same way though. We're going to put that back over here. Now, admittedly, if I had have done that on some adhesive sheet, that probably would have been a little bit better. But anyhow, look at that. How cute does that look? Hey, how nice is that? Finishing making bibs and fiddle toys. Oh, Leonie, bibs and fiddle toys. What's a fiddle toy? What are you doing with a fiddle toy? Yes, Fiona is such an enabler, isn't she, Josie? Oh, she's just, you know. But I think we enable each other when we show bits and pieces of what we're doing together. So, all right. So now I'm going to grab this die here and this one here, and I want to show you how they overlap each other. So I'm going to use Granny Apple Green for the lighter one, and I think I'm going to go this one here for the lining of it, right? But I'm going to grab some adhesive sheet because, you know, that die is way too thin for me to be sticking glue on. So let me grab out and see. Once again, I keep scraps of the adhesive sheet because you just never know. Look at that. Perfect fit. So let's just cut a bit of that there. We'll just grab our little die here and we'll cut that down like so. And then we'll stick it on with my no nails. I had a really nice nail on that thumb the other day. It was so good for peeling stickers off. And then I lost it. Lost it at work, caught it on a box. It hurt. Alright, so I'm just going to stick that down on there like that. And then I'm going to run that through the die cutting machine like so. And we'll get some Granny Apple Green. Once again, into the scrap bag. See what we've got. Oh, there's a good piece there. Like this. For kids who can't sit still or for kids to play in the car. Oh, okay, cool. So kind of like the fidget spinners. Is that what you're making, Leonie? All right, so I'm going to die cut those two out. So let me grab my machine back in here. We'll die cut that one there on some adhesive sheet and this one here. And then we'll run that through. So I like the fact that we've got you've got three options for these stamps and dies, because you've not only got, the outside bit and the inside bit for your die, but you've also got the stamp that you can die cut out as well that gives you the similar leaf. So there's the stamp there and then the matching dies here. So there's lots of options with this stamp set. Alright, so we're going to just drop that out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Alright, we'll just drop that one out there. Like so. Pop that back onto there so we don't lose it. And then we'll peel this one out. Now this is an intricate one. You'll see here. See what I mean? Very intricate. So when you do it, you just give it a bit of a wiggle. And because it's got the adhesive sheet on it, it's going to make it stick. But we want this outside bit to come out. And any intricate die is going to be, you've got to run it through the machine a few times. And then be a bit careful when you're, pulling it from its body as such. Like so. Alright. And then I'm just going to peel all of that away. Like so. Now it's become a big sticker that I can stick down onto my Granny Apple Green piece here. Look at that. How nice is that? Like so. Okay. So if you can imagine, we're going to go like that with our leaves behind there, and then getting those steps in. I know, right? Getting extra steps. And we went for a walk this morning too, so I've got extra steps into that. And then we've got our little leaf that we're going to stick over. Let me pull that up so that you can see that up here a bit closer. How cool is that? With the little leaves behind, and then, you're just accentuating that wreath there. All right, so now I'm going to get the little ladybug, because, we have to use the little ladybug, and I've got this bit of a scrappy bit here. So I'll just get a block, and then we'll stamp this one down in that early espresso ink. Now, what colour should we colour the ladybug? Should we do it? I'm going to stamp a few on this because I'm not going to waste the paper. Should we stamp? I'm only going to use one though. Should we use stamp, colour it in real red, or should we do Poppy Parade, or should we do an outrageous colour and go, I don't know, Melon Mambo or Strawberry Slush or something? Let me know what colour you think. I'm going to die cut this out before I colour it, just because, if my die slips, then I haven't wasted the time, and I'm getting in those extra steps like Maura pointed out, hey? So while you let me know on a colour, let me know what colour you think I should colour this little ladybug. Real red. Lynette's first on the ball there, Real Red. So we'll do Real Red. And I'm going to die cut out the three of them while I'm going. Because, you know, we could use one for the envelope and one for the outside of the card, hey? May as well. And then we've got our bits done for it. Could stamp a little leaf or something. And then stick this over the top. Mind is just full of ideas for this stamp set at the moment. And I think we'll probably even do a class on it because I just love it to bits. All because of this one stamp. So, Timid Tiger Mora. Oh, God, that would look good, wouldn't it? All right. Then we'll get rid of that. Pick up our little ladybugs here. Like so. And once again, you've got options with the ladybug because you have the body here you could do in black and then the dots in red. So you can do your options for die cutting. So lots of options with the stamp set. So, all right. So our first color that was thrown out to me was Real Red. So let's grab the Real Red out. And we're just going to use this one here. And then I've got spots on the ladybug. What color should we do the spots? Should we do it black or Secret Sea? Or should we do like pecan pie? Or should we do green spots? Make her a green and red ladybug. What color? Give me another color that we should do her spots with. Should we make her like an outrageous ladybug? So I'm just going to go round it in all the light Real Red with black dots, Maura. You reckon? Black dots? And then I'm just going to go around the circles with my dark one. Just doing circles around the circle. So it kind of like makes a bit of shadow around those dark dots there. With black dots. Black dots or Secret Sea dots? Do black dots. So this is our light black. Do we want, I'm going to do a body up here, the top part of her body. I don't even know, is this what colour ladybugs actually are? I mean, I know they're black and red, but are they like black and red? Like if you were to look under a microscope, are they black and red microscopy things? So that's our little ladybug there. And then I'm just going to grab some grey granite just to go around the edge because I just don't want that starkness around the edge here. So this is dark, oh actually it's dark smoky slate. I meant to pick up grey granite, they're right next to each other, but anyhow, it doesn't matter. Just to take away the starkness of the edge. So the beauty about doing this is, like, if you were to stamp on smoky slate paper, you wouldn't be able to colour it those colours, but see how it just takes away the edge part of the ladybug? All right, now we can stamp all of this and put it all together, but I'm going to do, I think I want a bit of flicking on here. So I'm going to grab a bronze marker. Oh, not that one. That's a bit dodgy. We'll throw that one out. Bronze marker here. And I just want to do a bit of flicking here and a bit of flicking across the bottom here. I like flicking. And then I'm going to even do a bit of Winter Stella flick as well. Just to give it that bit of a sparkly shine to the front of the card here before we put all the other stuff down. All right, now let's grab some dimensionals and stick this baby together. So I'm going to pop this one here on big dimensional. So I'm actually going to be really careful when putting my dimensionals on the back here, so it's going to adhere to both the green rim and the flower wrapping paper. And I'm only using 3 because we don't need a ton on there. And then we're going to attach that down. So see how it doesn't matter now that you've like cut off half of your leaves when you were sticking them on, because you're not going to see it anyway. And then we're going to glue this, adhere this one down. So pop some mini dimensionals in here. So many things happening outside today. There's lawnmowers and I think someone's getting some trees trimmed down the end of the street. So much noise happening out there at the moment. All right, so we've got our little leaf there, and then we'll grab our little ladybug and stick a couple of dimensionals. I want to stick them down here like so, like that, and then put our little ladybug over the top there like that. How cute does that look? Look at that. We need a card base. What color card base should we do? Should we do it, I don't know. I'm not going to say a color because I want you guys to come up with a color. So the first color wins. So let me know. The first color that jumps up wins. All right. And then I need a sentiment. So like celebrate new beginnings, sending lots of sunshine. So I kind of like that, celebrate, but I'm actually going to cut it. Can I cut it? Maybe I can't. Nope, the I and the T are a little bit close for my liking to cut that, I think. So we can't cut that one. So let's do sending, no, we'll do that. Celebrate new beginnings. Yep. I'm going to use that one, and then I'm going to get my little stampy thing here. Now I'm going to show you a trick, another trick with this, because it is going to be my favorite tool ever. So you can line up because it's got the lines on it here. What colors did we have here? I'm going to go back. I'm going to go Fiona arrives in 7 days. Maura, so excited. Julie Jackson was crumb cake. So we're going to use crumb cake because she was the first one up. So we're going to use crumb cake for a base. So I'm just going to cut my little card base here. God, I really need to clean that trimmer, don't I? So let's do 14.9 by 10.5. Score it like so, and then fold it in half here like so. All right, now like I said, the beauty about the positioning tool here is you've got lines on it so that you can line up your sentiments. Then with your grid paper or your glass mat or whichever you decide to stamp on, whether it's got lines on it or not, you can then maneuver this anywhere you want to make your sentiment happen, right? So what I can do then is I can line up the lines on my grid here, the line on my stamping platform, I don't even know what you want to call it, and I can then get the positioning of it right where I want it to go because I've lined up those lines. And then I'm just going to grab a bit of early espresso ink here and ink up my sentiment. See, and I'm because I'm using this too, I'm not getting any much ink. Like if I was to rock it or whatever, I'm not getting any ink on my block. All right, and then I'm just going to push it down like so, and look at that. How easy is that for placing your sentiments? And it can go anywhere. Then you can do it on a scrapbook page, whatever. Like, I just love this tool. But like I said, at the moment, you can only get this tool if you join my team. So, and my team, there's great benefits to joining my team. We have monthly meetings. We gather every month. We learn new techniques every month in the team meeting. I do bundle focuses in our team meetings. I reward my team every month. So great to be part of my team, and I'm sure there's plenty of my team watching, and I'm sure they'll give a testament as to how good it is to be on the team. All right, so let's just push this together now. Pop this on here like so. Glue that one down, and then grab an inside white here. I haven't coloured my ladybug, but we'll put our little ladybug there, and we'll grab, I like this leafy. Let's use this leaf here. It's soon going to make, I think, our blocks. If I can get more of those platforms, it's going to make my blocks a bit obsolete because I'll start using the platforms versus the blocks. Grab a bit of garden green. Pop a bit of garden green there like so. And I'll do the same on an envelope, Laura, while we're going. Like so. And then I'll colour those ladybugs in. But I'll do that off camera because you guys know how to colour. And then I'll just position my little ladybugs like that over when I'm done. What do you think? Do you like that? Hey, what do you think? Oh, thank you, Joe. You're amazing. What's going on? Yep, done the envelopes, done the insides. So how cool is that? And see, any colours, like you've chosen random colours, they will work. So let me show you my sample one that I was working on. And no ink on fingers either. I know, Sonia. How cool is it? Thank you, ladies. Thank you. So this was my sample one. So I used basic black on the back. I used a bit of mossy meadow around the edge. I used some old olive on the inside. And I actually coloured my ladybug in Secret Sea. So, yeah, 2 different cards. And like I said, you know, from the colours that you've chosen. So you've got sort of a little bit of a paler one versus a darker one. And I didn't even flick on this one, so I should have flicked because the flicking, I think, does it. And you've got that bit of a sparkle too with the Wink of Stella. So there you go, ladies. So this one is called Springtime Scenes. I hope you love it as much as I do. And like I said, it was purely for that one ladybug stamp because I kind of like the creature stamps that we're playing with at the moment. So all because of that one stamp that I had to get this stamp set, and I just love it. The dies, everything. It's just the best. So once again, if you are interested in joining a lovely community here in Pearsdale, whether you're in anywhere in Australia, you can join. We do our meetings on Zoom as well. So it's a great community to be part of, not just here in the team, but Stampin' Up in general. I've made friends all over the world because of Stampin' Up, and you know, some of them I consider to be my best friends, even though I don't see them every day. I know that they're a phone call away or a video chat away that we can actually like see each other. So you know, and I think a lot of you on here are demonstrators anyway, and you can attest to how good it is to be part of the community. So all right, missed everything. I'll have to watch the replay. Yes, Megan, I can't wait. We're going to see each other very, very soon. So, Evelyn, you'll have to add it to your shopping list. Yes, I know. It's a good bundle to have. That's for sure. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Like I said, I'm here playing in the studio today. Well, not playing, but I'm making up some kits. If you've got anything that you'd like to share over on the Craft with Beck group, please share away. If you're in your craft room today, or if you're at your coffee and cards, share what cards you're making with us. We'd love to see them. So that's a separate group that I have that we can share everything on over in that Craft with Beck group. So if you're not a member, jump over and join. It's free. There's no, you know, you just join, answer a few questions to keep us all safe, and then you're done. You're in. Simple. So all right, have a good weekend, guys. I will see you on Wednesday for an announcement. And other than that, if you don't watch Wednesdays, I'll see you next Saturday for Breakfast with Beck. All right, bye for now.